of NRG's bot lane.
All right, thanks guys. Great cast on the day. I am joined by Conquan. Congratulations. Very solid game, and things looked a little bit scary in the early game with those quick 2 early kills. Must have been a bit of pressure there.
I don't know. I guess I wasn't focused. I don't know what happened, but yeah, Moon died too. So I don't know. I guess a little scared that what could have happened, But yeah, and we won in the end, so I think it was good.
Yeah, you guys did pull it together, and that must have been a little bit stressful in that early game. Right now, Renegades, as Aiden mentioned, losing to them is probably a pretty big blow. So what was that like coming back from that first 10 minutes, just trying to pull it back together?
We had a cog comp, so we just need to cog together like 1 or 2 items, and we have Janna, Zillion, so we just need to make sure that the cog doesn't die, then we just, I think, win the game, so yeah.
It seems like it worked out pretty well. And to continue on that a little more, Lod coming in from Ember, and he picked Kog'Maw, someone obviously that the team wants to dive, and you had Janna to protect him. What's it like, having this new guy that you have to protect, and you're Janna? That's pretty stressful.
Honestly, Lod's been really, I don't know, I'm really impressed by him. He's really smart and he's really good. And yeah, I don't know, I think he's really similar to Altec, and I think he's both really similar style players. So I don't know, it was really easy to play with him.
Very solid. Well, Conquan, congratulations on the win. Best of luck in your matches tomorrow. We're going to send it over to the analyst desk to break down that next game.
Thank you very much, Dom. Sticky situation there for NRG. Very scary level 1 there.
Yeah.
Ending up a K down after that early invade and the 2 deaths coming out. But they end up pulling out the victory.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to decipher the way that this happens. Because most would point at that game and say, if you establish a 1K gold lead at 2.5 minutes, there's no way it should leave your hands. If anything, it should double, triple, and quadruple by the end of the game.
Technically, the gold lead really didn't go away.
True.
For the majority of the game, Renegades commanded a gold lead. That game was so weird in a number of... I mean, even just from the level 1, right? That doesn't happen often. The double invade, it was both sides going cataclysmically wrong.
Right, double invade. And NRG actually they had placed that ward as it was mentioned so that they could track the invade. So they see the invade coming. They don't finish the red buff quite quick enough. It goes over to the hands of Freeze. He now has first blood plus a red buff on Callista. That's the happiest you'll ever be as an ADC. On the flip side, we see the solo invade from the support onto the duo jungle.
I can do that too.
And they turn it on.
And he dies.
Right.
Yeah.
Red buff already picked up. So again, we see an early 1K gold lead go over to Renegades.
Yep.
Now this actually isn't a foreign situation to Renegades.
No.
Most people, they look at Renegades, they go, well, they've only have 1 win. They probably don't have too many leads. That's actually not the case.
Yeah, this is what confuses me the most about Renegades. And last week, I was just kind of joking around. I'm like, are they the best 1-11 team we've ever seen in the LCS? Early game, they are. Because in the first 20 minutes of the game, including this match where they had a gold lead at 20 minutes, they have now had gold leads at 20 minutes in 8 of their 13 games. More than half the time.
Right.
NRG, by contrast, yes, they had that 1 forfeit win, so it's a little bit lower.
Right.
But 3 of their games, they've had gold leads at 20 minutes. So after that, it's all about how you play the late game. So maybe maybe the Renegades are one of the worst teams we've seen statistically from the record, not in the early game.
In the late game.
In the late game, they are.
Right, and it was on display here, right? Again, when you have such a huge early game advantage, it became very clear that they were unaware of what to do. We saw Dragon Control taken by NRG. The first time traded for Rift Herald, but beyond that, Renegades was slow to contest, not taking it. So they're handing over a win condition to NRG on this Kog'Maw. Yeah. And then they gave up that inhib in the bot lane, while Seraph is unable to create any kind of split pressure on the top side of the map.
So it's been a tough time for Renegades because they've had to deal with roster changes, but the situations that led to this, they were playing like they were behind, even if they were ahead.
Yeah.
Alex Each had a 50 CS lead in the mid lane, but he lost his turret. Crumbs had the enemy jungler get first blooded and burn flash, and was rarely invading. He wasn't pushing the tempo. Just all over the map, they had advantages they could have been trying to use, but they were letting NRG dictate to them. And yeah, you're going to get poked down. That's
let's talk about NRG real briefly here. I mean, they did have that early setback, but they were able to dictate themselves towards Renegades. All of this with bringing Laud in. And I think a lot of people, we looked at this, this was a roster that was already, this was a team that was already struggling a little bit. And we look at this and we go, they're going to lose Altec. then how is the rest of their season going to go when they're fighting to remain in that top 6? Yeah. If anything, this victory, although it is against the last place team, should do a lot in the way of creating momentum for them moving forward.
NRG did what they needed to do. They had a misstep early game. They didn't let it punish them. They have easier opponents this week that they need to space themselves from. Renegades today, Impulse tomorrow. If they win both those games, they're 8-6. And it's hard to imagine them then falling out of the playoffs from there. So they had the change at AD carry that was difficult to move on from, but they just need to take care of business this week.
Yep, after a rough start, NRG pick up the victory they need to keep themselves in the running for the playoffs. Right now, Cloud9 and Team Dignitas are loading onto the stage for our final game of the day. And according to the team's owner, Jack, Cloud9 already have one reason to celebrate. Just a short time ago, he tweeted, "Congrats, CLG, immortal no longer, but great run. Cloud9's 13-game NA win streak record survives." We'll be back in just 3.5 minutes to see if Cloud9 can keep their hold on second place. Don't go anywhere. The North American LCS continues after this.
Renegades can climb out of 10th with a few wins in a row. They can bring on up against NRG. And Moon's gonna get stunned. Whoa, gets served to the backside. Has the flash play. Flash, Rend, auto attack would kill. Finally, Flash, then first blood.
Tower. Careful.
Careful, slowly, we can win,
Slowly.
Good job.
Now the dive into the back line. Hakuho goes down. Impact can't die possibly at all. The tanks is getting shredded. Lod continues to kill basically everybody. A sub 30-minute win. And NRG picking up right where they left off.